What is it that truly allows us to achieve a good life? Zen Buddhism explains it, and science confirms it. Welcome. Happiness and fulfillment. Two concepts that the modern world has sold to us as the ultimate goal. We are told that money, fame, and success are the path. But what if all of this were an illusion? And what if the true key to a long and fulfilling life lay in something we have completely ignored? Today we are going to discover an ancestral teaching that Buddhism has known for centuries and that, surprisingly, modern science is now confirming. Long ago, a powerful king had everything: wealth, a prosperous empire, thousands of servants, and every material pleasure he could desire. However, there was a problem. He was not happy. One day he summoned the wisest men of the kingdom and ordered them to find the secret of absolute happiness. For years, the sages traveled and studied tirelessly until an elderly monk arrived at the palace and said, "Your Majesty, happiness is not in what you possess. Happiness is in what you are able to let go of." The king did not understand it at that moment. Nevertheless, this simple truth would change his life forever. Throughout the centuries, different philosophies and spiritual traditions have explored the same search. What is it that truly makes a life fulfilling? While modern society insists that success lies in accumulation, Zen Buddhism reminds us that fulfillment is found in simplicity. And we are not alone in this idea. Scientific studies have also demonstrated it. Today, we will explore the 4 essential pillars for a fulfilling life according to Buddhism and science. And you may be surprised by how much we can learn from ancestral wisdom. Pillar 1, the art of serenity, the secret of the present moment. Our mind tends to scatter into uncontrolled thoughts, like a wild horse running in many directions. In Buddhism, it is taught that mindfulness is the rein that allows us to tame this restless mind and bring it to the present. By doing so, we discover that peace is not in the future nor in memories of the past. On the contrary, it is found in this very moment. In Western culture, we are conditioned to value productivity above well-being. We rush from one task to another without stopping to notice the small daily miracles. Sunlight filtering through the window, the aroma of coffee in the morning, the sound of leaves moving in the wind. Practicing mindfulness returns to us the power to experience life with freshness and wonder. For Buddhist monks, serenity is not something to be sought. It is something to be cultivated. It is not about emptying the mind. It is about observing thoughts without clinging to them. Like clouds in the sky, ideas and emotions appear and disappear. If we learn to see them with equanimity, without judging them, we find an infinite source of calm and clarity. We live trapped between the past and the future, reliving what has already happened or worrying about what has not yet occurred. Instead, Buddhism teaches that true peace is found only in the now. When Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, attained enlightenment, he understood that suffering arises from our resistance to reality. We cling to what has already passed or to what we believe should happen. And in that attachment, we forget the beauty of the present. Science also confirms this. Studies on mindfulness have shown that living in the present reduces stress, improves concentration, and increases happiness. In a neuroscience laboratory in Australia, A group of scientists decided to study the brains of Buddhist monks during meditation. Using advanced brain scanners, they discovered something astonishing. Activity in the amygdala, the region of the brain responsible for stress and anxiety, was significantly reduced during meditation. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, associated with decision-making and mental clarity, lit up with unusual activity. But the most fascinating part came afterward. Unlike participants who had never meditated, the monks showed lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, even in high-pressure situations. This study, replicated several times, confirmed what Buddhism has taught for centuries. A calm mind is not only wiser, it is also biologically better prepared to face life. If science has shown that serenity is a trainable state, why do we continue to cling to stress and worry? The answer is simple. We have not been taught how to let go. But like any skill, inner peace is something that is cultivated with practice and discipline. Each morning, dedicate 5 minutes to breathing deeply and simply being aware of your surroundings without judging them. Observe the sounds, sensations, and thoughts without trying to change them. Before moving into the next pillar, I want you to ask yourself an honest question. How many times have you believed that when you finally obtain what you desire so much, you will at last be happy? Maybe it was a new job, a romantic relationship, a car, or even social recognition. In the end, when you finally obtained it, the satisfaction lasted only briefly, and soon a new desire appeared, another goal, another illusion. This endless cycle is what keeps us trapped in the constant search for happiness. But what would happen if instead of chasing it, we learned to discover it in what we already have? What you are about to hear could change the way you understand desire and suffering. Pillar 2, the illusion of desire. How to free yourself from suffering. Dissatisfaction is an endless cycle. We obtain something we want, and shortly afterward, a new longing arises. This mechanism keeps us trapped in a constant state of lack. Buddhism invites us to observe this pattern and question ourselves. Do we really need more? Or have we been conditioned to believe that we never have enough? Consumerism is the modern reflection of this mental trap. We are taught that happiness is in the next mobile phone, the next car, the next goal. However, when we achieve what we longed for, the satisfaction is fleeting. True freedom is not in owning more. It is in letting go of the need to own. Studies in positive psychology reveal that experiences have a much greater impact on our happiness than material possessions. Traveling, sharing moments with loved ones, learning something new are investments that nourish the soul. Be careful. Practicing detachment does not mean giving up everything, but learning to value what truly matters and letting go of what binds us without purpose. Attachment is the root of suffering. We want more money, more love, more recognition. And in that constant pursuit, we forget to enjoy what we already have. True happiness is not found in accumulation. It is found in the ability to let go. In a small coastal town in Australia lived a humble fisherman who went out to sea each day with his old net in search of food. One day, while casting his net, he found a pearl of extraordinary beauty. He had never seen anything so valuable, and with his heart racing, he hid it in his bag. From that moment on, the fisherman could no longer sleep peacefully. He feared that someone would discover his treasure and steal it from him. He became distrustful, stopped sharing with his friends, and began to live in constant fear. One night, tormented by anxiety, he sought out an old monk who lived in the mountains and confessed his dilemma. The monk listened and, smiling, took the pearl and threw it into the river. The fisherman was stunned. "Why did you do that?" he cried out in despair. The monk replied calmly, "Now you are free. The pearl did not belong to you. On the contrary, you were trapped by it." Only then did the fisherman understand that the true treasure was not in the pearl, but in the peace he had lost by clinging to it. With a lightened heart, he returned to his home, feeling for the first time in a long while a deep serenity in daily life. Buddhist monks practice detachment, renouncing material possessions, but it is not necessary to become a monk to apply this principle. What matters is learning to let go of the need for control and expectations. Ask yourself each night, what am I chasing? What prevents me from enjoying what I already have? A study from Harvard showed that the happiest people were not the wealthiest, but those who learned to value and enjoy what they had in their lives. The researchers found that it was not the amount of material goods or professional achievements that determined long-term satisfaction, but the ability to live with gratitude and appreciate small everyday moments. Those who cultivated an attitude of gratitude reported greater well-being, less stress, and more satisfying relationships. Curiously, participants who focused their energy on meaningful experiences, rather than the accumulation of material goods, showed higher levels of happiness. Traveling, sharing moments with loved ones, with friends, or simply enjoying a deep conversation became pillars of their emotional well-being. This discovery reflects the Buddhist teaching that fulfillment is not found externally. It is found in the way we perceive and value what surrounds us. Another key finding of the study was that people who practiced acceptance and gratitude had better mental and physical health, faced challenges with greater resilience, and experienced less anxiety. The key to their happiness was not avoiding problems. It was learning to flow with life and find meaning even in difficulties. Thus, Harvard and Buddhism coincide on an essential truth. Authentic wealth is not found in what we possess. It is found in our ability to appreciate what we already have. Before continuing, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt that despite having many people around you, something inside you feels empty? It is a feeling more common than you might imagine, but what comes next could change your perspective forever. We are going to discover the true power of human connections and how they influence our happiness in a way you may never have considered. Pillar 3, the invisible roots. The science of human relationships. In an ancient Buddhist monastery in Australia, a master led his disciples to a garden and showed them two plants, a tall bamboo and a delicate lotus flower floating in a pond. He then asked them a question: which of these two plants do you believe is stronger? The disciples, fascinated by the height and resilience of the bamboo, answered in unison, "The bamboo, Master, for it is tall, flexible, and does not break in the wind." The Master smiled and replied, "Yes, but the bamboo depends on the earth and its deep roots to remain standing. Without them, it would not withstand even the gentlest breeze. And the lotus flower, though it appears fragile, also has a root submerged in the water that nourishes it and gives it life. Neither of these plants could exist without their connection to the world around them. The disciples understood that, like the bamboo and the lotus flower, human beings cannot flourish without roots, without authentic bonds that sustain us, no matter how strong or independent we wish to be. Without love, friendship, and the support of others, we become vulnerable and fragile in the face of life's challenges. The Master concluded with a teaching: deep relationships are the soil in which we grow. Do not seek only to be tall like the bamboo or beautiful like the lotus flower, but also to be well rooted in the lives of those around you. We live in the age of hyperconnectivity. Yet paradoxically, loneliness has become a silent epidemic. Having hundreds of friends on social media does not mean having deep connections. Science has shown that the quality of our relationships is a determining factor in our happiness and longevity. Buddhism teaches us that interdependence is the essence of life. No one exists in isolation. We are all connected in a network of mutual support. A simple act of kindness can brighten someone else's day and in turn strengthen our own sense of purpose. In the Harvard study on happiness, it was discovered that people with strong and meaningful relationships were not only happier, but also healthier. Love, friendship, and community not only nourish the soul, they also have a real impact on our biology, reducing stress and strengthening the immune system. Prioritizing relationships is, in essence, prioritizing life. Scientific studies have shown that the happiest and longest living people are not the richest or the most famous. They are those with deep and meaningful relationships. Emotional bonds are essential for well-being. In Buddhism, the community, the Sangha, plays a fundamental role in spiritual growth because mutual support strengthens inner peace. Today, call a friend or family member you have not spoken to in a long time and express your gratitude. Before we immerse ourselves in this final pillar, I want you to reflect for a moment. How many times have you felt anxiety about the future or sadness about what remained in the past? We live trapped in the illusion that things must remain unchanged, that we can cling to what we love and control the course of life. But what if instead of fighting change, we learned to dance with it? What comes next could transform the way you face life, freeing you from the weight of resistance and fear. Pillar 4, the practice of detachment, how to embrace impermanence. In a remote region of Australia lived a great warrior known for his skill with the blade. For years he had trained his mind and body for battle, convinced that absolute control of his abilities would grant him victory in any confrontation. However, deep in his heart, he felt a persistent fear of losing what had cost him so much to gain: his strength, his honor, and his reputation. One day he heard of an elderly monk who lived in the mountains and was known for his profound wisdom. Desperate for answers, the warrior climbed to the summit and met the monk, who welcomed him with a simple cup of tea. After expressing his gratitude, the warrior said, "Master, I have come to ask you how I can overcome my fear of losing everything." The monk smiled and pointed to the blossoming trees surrounding the temple and said, "Observe how the petals fall without resistance when the wind blows." The tree does not fight the breeze. It does not fear losing its blossoms, because it knows that in time it will bloom again. That is life. When we cling too tightly, we suffer. But when we accept the nature of change, we find true freedom. The warrior understood that his greatest battle was not on the battlefield, but within his own mind. From that day on, he stopped seeing loss as defeat and began to accept the impermanence of all things. And in that detachment, he found a peace greater than any victory in battle. We cling to the illusion that life is stable, when in reality it is a river in constant movement. Resisting change is like trying to catch water with your hands. The tighter we squeeze, the more it slips through our fingers. The key to detachment is not renouncing life. The key is learning to flow with it. In Buddhist philosophy, impermanence is not something negative. It is a doorway to freedom. If everything changes, then no suffering is eternal, no joy lasts forever, and neither does pain. Learning to accept this natural flow helps us live with less fear and more gratitude. Studies on emotional resilience indicate that those who accept change with a flexible mindset have a greater capacity for adaptation and well-being. Instead of seeing change as a threat, we can see it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to experience life in its fullness. Nothing in life is permanent, neither joys nor sorrows. Instead of fearing change, we can learn to move with it. Buddhism teaches us that when we accept impermanence, we find freedom. Close your eyes and visualize a leaf floating on a river. Observe how it moves with the current without resistance. That is life. Life is truly a constant flow of fleeting moments, a tapestry woven with experiences, emotions, and lessons. We have been taught to seek happiness in the external world, in what we possess, in what we achieve. But the true secret of a fulfilling life is not found in accumulation. The secret lies in learning to let go. Each of the pillars we explored reminds us that peace is not a destination. Peace is a path. Serenity is found in the present. Desire traps us in an illusion of lack. Our relationships are our invisible roots, and impermanence is the only certainty. When we learn to see life from this perspective, we stop fighting against the current and begin to flow with it. Imagine waking up each day with the certainty that no matter what happens, you have the tools to face life with calm, gratitude, and connection. That is living fully. It is not a distant utopia. It is a daily choice. And that choice is in your hands. Buddhism teaches us that awakening is not a miraculous event. It is a habit cultivated in every thought, every breath, every step. And science confirms it. Happiness is not a mystery. It is a practice. The question now is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue chasing the illusion that happiness is somewhere far away? Or will you begin to build it here and now? Change begins with a single step, and that step can begin today. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, subscribe, comment, and share this message with someone who needs to hear it. See you on the next journey toward a fulfilling life.